Tonight, a dramatic and deepening diplomatic standoff. Canada directly implicates India in the murder of a prominent Sikh leader. Ottawa's shocking accusation as it expels a top diplomat.
Unacceptable violation of our sovereignty.
It's something I could never have imagined.
The intelligence and the international impact.
The global effect of this on the Sikh community is already massive.
The price of freedom for 5 Americans detained by Iran.
I view it as job one, to do everything I can to bring Americans home.
The prisoner swap and the $6 billion deal. Plus, Canadian grocery store execs pushed for answers.
Will you lower food prices?
Everyone in there wants the same thing, for Canadians to have better food pricing.
The talk and the timeline.
CTV National News with Omar Sachedina.
Good evening, everyone. The fractured relationship between Canada and India has plunged to a new low tonight. After explosive allegations, the Indian government was behind a political murder of a Canadian here.
The involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty.
The Prime Minister said today there was credible intelligence to show India was behind the fatal shooting of Hardeep Singh Nijjar outside a Sikh house of worship in June. A community activist who advocated for a separate Sikh state called Khalistan. India claims the activists violate national security and are terrorists. Claims Nijjar's supporters insist are unfounded. Our coverage begins with CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver. And Annie, what can you tell us?
Omar, reporters like me who were traveling with the Prime Minister to the G20 in India witnessed short and awkward moments between Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Today, we found out the source of it.
It was an unprecedented revelation of high-level intelligence with global ramifications.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen.
That Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar, he was shot to death outside this Surrey temple in June. Nijjar was a longtime activist for a Sikh separatist movement. India considers him a terrorist, but supporters say those allegations are unfounded. Canada says its citizens have freedom of speech if they don't incite violence. The government now believes India may have been behind his murder.
As of today, and as a consequence, we've expelled a top Indian diplomat from Canada.
The NDP leader broke protocol by addressing the House in Punjabi, telling MPs he spoke to Nijjar's son and could hear the pain of loss in his voice.
It is outrageous, it is shocking, and it is going to have deep and devastating impacts to Canadians.
For Harkeith Kaur, who considered Nijjar a father figure, today's news brings relief, anger, and a renewed sense of purpose.
This is a time to let everyone know that we will not leave any room for backtracking and we will stand our ground.
In the Sikh community, many say they've known about foreign interference by India for years. So today's revelation is a long time coming.
It's very unfortunate that it took the death of Hardeep Singh Nijjar on this property a few hundred feet away to actually bring this about.
The big question, will charges ever be laid? And how long will that process take?
It could be years before we see those people identified, sanctioned, that kind of thing, simply because of the need to protect ongoing investigations.
This is the latest in a tumultuous relationship that includes paused trade talks and a canceled trade mission to India. All of this, Omar, resulting in an even more strained relationship with one of the world's biggest economies.
All right, Annie, thank you. Let's bring in CTV's chief political correspondent, Vassy Kapelos. Vassy, an extremely busy day one of Parliament resuming. Now, 2 weeks before Nijjar was shot dead in June, the Prime Minister's national security advisor warned that India was among the top sources of foreign interference. As for this specific link, Canadians only learned about it today, but what do you know about when the government found out?
Omar, the government has known for a few weeks, according to the public safety minister, notably before the prime minister's trip to India for the G20. I'm told the prime minister deliberately wanted to make sure he still went to India in order to talk directly to Prime Minister Modi in what sources tell me was an uncomfortable and blunt conversation. His national security advisor and the head of Canada's spy agency also made the trip, and sources say they encountered a total lack of cooperation from Indian officials they met with. It's also important to note, Omar, that high-level government sources I speak with are really worried about the long-term implications of all of this. India is at the center of our own country's new Indo-Pacific strategy. And in the eyes of the West is not China. It's not characterized as an adversary. In fact, it's quite the opposite, which means it's going to be really difficult terrain for this government to navigate going forward. Omar?
All right, Vashi, thank you for this tonight. Navigating the soaring cost of food inflation is also a challenge. And today, the heads of Canada's 5 largest grocery store chains were summoned by Ottawa and asked about their plan to stabilize food prices. Here's CTV's Judy Trin.
Look forward to a productive meeting. Top grocery executives of Loblaws, Costco, Sobeys, Walmart, and Metro summoned to Ottawa, all told to come up with a plan to stabilize food prices, which are expected to go up another 7% this year.
Everyone in there wants the same thing, which is for Canadians to have better food pricing and for that to cool down, and it will.
Are you profiteering off the backs of Canadians? After a 2-hour meeting with the Ministers of Finance and Industry, the government said there was progress.
Bottom line is that they have agreed to support the Government of Canada in our efforts to stabilize food price in Canada.
But there was little detail. Canadians are already reeling from high mortgage and rent payments stemming from interest rate hikes and are looking for some relief in food costs. But CEOs say much of the inflation is out of their hands.
We receive thousands of cost increases, and that's why prices have gone up at retail. But as much as we can, we try to stabilize and lower the cost of goods sold, for sure. For sure, we negotiate hard.
They are spending more money on food, and they do believe there's profiting going on. And I think that's a problem the industry has to tackle.
The same CEOs were here in the spring, but the Liberals did not demand action then. Opposition parties say the government is only doing something now because they're sliding in the polls. The Conservatives accuse the Liberals of theatrics.
Their response to all this is to hold a big photo op today. The Prime Minister claims food will be affordable by Thanksgiving.
The CEOs are supposed to deliver a plan by Thanksgiving, but not results. It's unlikely Canadians will see food prices come down by the time they sit down for their holiday meals. Omar.
All right, Judy, thank you. As world leaders gather at the United Nations for this week's General Assembly, there was word today that 5 Americans imprisoned in Iran were freed in a controversial deal that also involved billions of dollars in frozen Iranian oil money. Here's CTV's Joy Malbin in New York tonight.
A huge relief for the freed Americans, at times plain to see. For Siamak Namazi, imprisoned the longest, his first words, "I'm free." Linking arms as they arrived in Qatar, the first stop on their long journey home.
These Americans are now free after having endured something that I think most of us can't possibly imagine.
Only 3 of the 5 have been identified, convicted of what the U.S. says were bogus espionage charges, locked up in Tehran's most notorious prison. Their families desperate for them to come home.
My father's lost 6 years of his life with us.
Namazi says he was at times kept in a cell 2 meters square, left to sleep on a concrete floor.
He was beaten, he was tased, he had electrodes connected to his genitals.
The release is part of a deal that saw the U.S. free 5 Iranians held in the U.S., including a Canadian-Iranian citizen from Montreal, accused of exporting lab equipment for Iran's nuclear program. The deal also unlocks $6 billion in oil revenues frozen by U.S. sanctions. Republicans are blasting Washington.
Rest assured that $6 billion will be spent to fund terrorists who use it to murder Americans and to murder Israelis.
The Biden administration insists the money can only be used for humanitarian goods, but Iran's president says He'll spend it on whatever he wants.
Humanitarian means whatever the Iranian people needs. So this money will be budgeted for those needs.
The prisoner swap happening as the leaders of both the U.S. and Iran arrived in New York for this week's UN General Assembly. President Joe Biden isn't expected to meet with Iran's president at the UN this week. And while the prisoner swap could help ease tensions, skeptics say it's unlikely to kickstart any new nuclear talks. Omar?
Joy Malbin in New York tonight. Thank you. And we have an update tonight on the flooding disaster in northeastern Libya, where UN officials are warning of a second devastating crisis. They're worried about disease from contaminated water. At least 150 people, including many children, are sick. And today, hundreds of people demonstrated in Derna, where 2 dams collapsed during the storm. Thousands were killed in last week's massive floods. They want a quick investigation. Thousands are still in the dark after days of post-tropical storm Lee carving a destructive path in Atlantic Canada and cutting power to more than 200,000 people.
There are people that are losing their fridge supplies and the ability to be able to stay at home and do the things that they normally do.
There is extensive damage to Nova Scotia's southern shores, but officials say lessons from last year's Hurricane Fiona helped them better prepare for Lee's aftermath. The storm that has hit the aviation industry as it bounced back from the pandemic is soaring to new heights. The number of backlogged complaints from air passengers has more than tripled in a year, amplifying the urgency for promised reforms. CTV's Joe Makishon reports.
With an estimated 3,000 new complaints coming in each month, the backlog for air passenger complaints is sky high, and so is the wait.
Since August of 2021, so it's been over 2 years now. I'm very frustrated.
The Canadian Transportation Agency's website says new complaints likely won't be reviewed for more than 18 months. Lost luggage, delays, cancellations, the bulk of the complaints coming last winter during a series of storms and staff shortages that led to holiday chaos and backlogs. Many Canadians trying to get compensation from the airlines are not, leaving the Canadian Transportation Agency or small claims court as their options. Most are choosing the CTA, which has seen the number of complaints filed nearly double since January, from 31,000 complaints then to 57,000 now.
This is a mess. You know, it's growing. So yeah, it's going to keep going up until such time as either the rules change or this complaint process gets revamped.
The federal government passed legislation last June to overhaul Canada's Passenger Rights Charter, allowing more options for refunds and leaving less room for the airlines to delay or cancel flights. The legislation also streamlines the complaints process.
Give the passengers and airlines one opportunity to resolve matters informally, and then a binding confidential decision will be issued by a decision maker from the agency within 60 days.
Starting at the end of this month, that process will also be applied to the backlog. It means Michelle Jacobs might finally get an answer she's been waiting for.
I'll let you know in 503 people if it's successful or not.
Even with 100 new CTA employees, including 50 new complaint resolution officers, experts say it could be 2 years before the backlog is cleared. Omar.
All right, Jill, thanks. Comedian Russell Brand is under fire and facing new accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior with several women. Police in London say they received a report of sexual assault that goes back 2 decades, the oldest of the allegations. Here's CTV's Vanessa Lee.
Russell Brand took to the stage before a packed house Saturday night as the allegations came to light. His promoters have since pulled future appearances. 5 women have come forward in an in-depth joint investigation by multiple British media outlets accusing Brand of rape and sexual assault. One of the victims says she was just 16 years old at the time.
I was pushing him away, and so I ended up having to punch him really hard in the stomach to get him off. And I was crying, and he said, "Oh, I only want to see your mascara run anyway." I felt like I was groomed.
She says she was taken to the comedian's home in a car paid for by the BBC when he worked for the network, and wants to know why more wasn't done to protect young women. The BBC says it is urgently looking into the issues raised.
I feel like I'm being attacked.
Brand has posted a video vigorously denying the allegations, which span from 2006 to 2013 at the height of his fame, calling it a coordinated media attack.
I was very, very promiscuous. Now, during that time of promiscuity, the relationships I had were absolutely always consensual.
Sex is sort of a hobby. I like it.
Known for his risque stand-up routines and several Hollywood movies, Brand's behavior was reportedly an open secret within the industry, with women warning each other about him for years.
I think it's really telling about people's inability to intervene, unwillingness to intervene, how often behavior like this is written off as boys will be boys, bad boy behavior.
A talent agency and a publisher have cut ties with Brand over the claims, which a spokesperson for British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is calling very serious and concerning. Omar.
All right, Vanessa, thanks. Just ahead, owning up to a failed power play.
I know this is a major misstep that we have to move past.
The Columbus Blue Jackets admit hiring Mike Babcock was a missed shot. Plus,
today seems like an exciting day.
A Calgary kid's big break onto the big screen. The NHL's Columbus Blue Jackets admitted today their gamble to hire Mike Babcock backfired. He suddenly stepped down as head coach over the weekend after allegations he crossed a line. CTV's Adrian Gobriel reports.
Put on ice before the first puck drop of the season.
We got it wrong, and that's on us.
The Columbus Blue Jackets brass taking ownership today over their failed choice to hire arguably the NHL's most controversial coach, Mike Babcock.
He was a player, I was a player. We have to understand our players, and it wasn't going to work with our players.
Last week, the Spit and Chicklets podcast reported that Babcock, who'd just been hired on July 1st, asked players to share personal photos from their private cell phones. Babcock and the Blue Jackets initially claimed it was a way to get to know the players better. That's when the NHL Players Association stepped in to investigate.
Whether there was intent or not, some of our players weren't comfortable with his methods, and that was concerning.
Once the highest paid coach in league history, Babcock's resignation is considered by some as a sea change for a hockey culture that's been viewed at times as toxic.
The level of taskmaster that we would have seen in the 80s or 90s, that has changed. Players realize they are their own brand, and coaches realize they can't do what they did when they probably started.
After being fired by the Toronto Maple Leafs, Babcock's coaching methods were criticized, with many questioning the Blue Jackets' decision to give him a second chance.
Maybe they were right.
The NHL's Player Association issuing this statement saying, "Our players deserve to be treated with respect in the workplace." Unfortunately, that was not the case in Columbus. Blue Jackets ownership say they have no plans at this time to remove the general manager or president. One thing many puck pundits appear to agree on, Mike Babcock will never coach again in the NHL. Adrian Gobriel, CTV News, Toronto.
The new Professional Women's Hockey League passed another major milestone, and they got some help from league co-founder and tennis great Billie Jean King.
Minnesota selects Taylor Heisey.
American forward Taylor Heisey was the top pick in the team's first ever draft. Toronto took Canada's Jocelyne Larocque with the second pick. American Savannah Harmon went to Ottawa and Canadian Erin Ambrose to Montreal. The league begins play in January. Still ahead, a break in the search for a missing fighter jet. The founder of Indigo Books is returning from retirement for a sequel. Heather Eastman was reinstated as CEO after a tumultuous year of resignations in the top ranks and a crippling cyber attack that cut into online sales. Her comeback is being seen as a key step in returning Indigo to growth. A debris field was discovered during an all-out search for a missing F-35 fighter jet that crashed over South Carolina after its pilots safely ejected. The Marine Corps paused all aviation operations and put out a rare public appeal to help find that jet that costs around $100 million and was designed to elude detection.
My understanding is the transponder malfunctioned, and that was an issue. We don't know why the pilot ejected.
The jet was flying near Charleston, South Carolina Sunday when the military says it experienced a, quote, mishap and mysteriously disappeared. Authorities in Florida bear down after a scary sighting at the theme park that dubs itself the most magical place on earth. A black bear was spotted in a tree at Disney World, forcing much of the park and some of its most popular rides to temporarily shut down. The female bear was safely captured and will be released in a national forest. After the break.
It was really neat because I always used to watch this show with my younger brother.
A young Canadian star and the movie that hits close to home. A pack of animated four-legged superheroes are all set to hit the theaters this fall with their commander, who is from Calgary. A 14-year-old has joined the star-studded cast of the pop culture juggernaut Paw Patrol. Here's CTV's Nicole DiDonato.
Today seems like an exciting day. I wonder what I'll come across today.
Finn Lee Epp was just 9 years old when he decided he wanted to be an actor.
Just watching shows with other child actors really made me think, oh, maybe I can do this. And doing that, it was just really fun to me, and it kind of scratched something in my brain.
Within a year, he made his on-screen debut alongside Diane Lane and Kevin Costner, playing their young, ill-fated son in Let Him Go.
I think at the time I didn't really realize who these people were, so I wasn't as nervous as I probably should have been.
The meteor's heading straight for us! A year later, Finn was cast as Ryder in the upcoming animated film Paw Patrol: The Mighty Movie. Ryder helps guide the beloved TV pups after a magical meteor crash lands in Adventure City, giving them superpowers, transforming them into the Mighty Pups.
It was really neat because I always used to watch this show with my younger brother, so it has little references to the show in it, so it was interesting seeing all these things that I never really thought I'd get to do.
Some 300 kids auditioned for the role, but the film's co-writers say Finn stood out from the pack.
He's kind of like the quarterback for the pups, and he sends them out on their missions. He's the guy who keeps things moving, and Finn just did an amazing job. He really spoke to us. He was Ryder, and his performance just really captured the character.
Finn recorded his part at an audio studio in Calgary over the course of 8 months, working virtually with the film's director Cal Brunker.
It's a really fun way to kind of get him in the headspace of the scene and have him respond to it naturally, which is what we're trying to capture, those moments that feel real and compelling of the characters.
The voiceover ensemble includes Kristen Bell, Kim Kardashian, and Chris Rock. Though Finn didn't work with them directly, the 14-year-old is still a bit starstruck.
Honestly, it's still surreal. Even since we're so close to the premiere, it still doesn't seem real. It's my dream come true, really.
Finn hopes this part will lead to more roles and says he plans to continue acting for as long as he can. Nicole DiDonato, CTV News, Calgary.
That's amazing. Well, hopefully the kids are fast asleep, but you can share the news with them in the morning. That's a snapshot of this Monday for all of us at CTV National News. Thank you for watching. Good night, and see you tomorrow.